GingerGM.
Had a tab at the local pub when I was even too young to drink, which is not good, but I did actually manage to sort myself out and do okay in the end. So let's try to start strong. We're in with the first game. So I always like a Dutch when my opponent has a chance to defend, because I do know it incredibly well. We're going to play a5 for a change. Now I normally go knight e4, but this move is the old move that I used to play. This a5 move I used to play I don't know, for probably like 20 odd years or something. It's quite useful to stop b4 and to sometimes support that square. And the whole point of the Dutch is that if you get, oh no, oh god, do not do that, Simon. I mean, pawn takes is what you want to take with. The whole point of the Dutch, oh, I've got finger slips, is to get your two pawns to these two squares, and this should be a very nice position. Now if he goes knight there, bishop d8 is normally a good way to respond. Now this one, I'm not even going to think about it. I've had this kind of position so many times before. This idea is a very common idea because it supports our bishop coming out to one of these two squares, and I can either play f4 or consider taking there. Again, if he moves his knight in, well, now I might be able to take this pawn. So this maneuver combined with these two pawns, and again, the Dutch, I probably know this opening better than anyone else in the world. I mean, I just do. Okay, so I can now do something there, but I've got other options. I want to play really aggressive today. Pawn takes, knight takes, pawn takes could just be good though, but I do lose the opportunity of coming in here. Do I want to go real gung-ho or do I just want to play with a safe advantage? I feel like pawn takes should be played. So let's play the most critical line. And now he's probably going to win this pawn back, but I've got some interesting ideas here, like bringing the knight here, h3. I've got this move is very thematic as well. It could be very strong, but he can swap the rooks off, and bishop h3 is the standard way to proceed in such a position to try and weaken my opponent's king so I can play this standard setup. And if you've watched my games before, you might well be aware that I've used this checkmate pattern a lot of times, and the idea is just to checkmate on h2. It's all in my chessable course, the classical Dutch. We've got the d4 square for our knight as well if it's needed, but I think at the moment it's just checkmate we're going for. It's a little bit like a hillbilly. Yeah, you see this in my last Grandmaster Gambits course, but a similar idea with the white pieces. And here's right, I keep forgetting about this bloody defensive move. Queen takes, that's really annoying. I missed this one. Good defensive move. I thought I'd written the game off there. Oh, that defends very nicely. I totally forgot about this. This is really slack. Bishop takes, queen takes. I'm annoyed because now I'm not sure if I have an advantage. Oh, that's just stupid on my part. Okay, I totally forgot about this defense. I'm gonna have to come back now. So now it's game on. Everything was going so well, and I mean, even pawn takes is not stupid here. And this is just a position now. I mean, this is like nothing. Oh god, this is just about okay because I take on e3. But you can play bishop here. What the fuck am I doing here? Okay, it's still okay, but I'm just annoyed, slightly annoyed the way I'm playing this. I had knight e3 had he captured my rook, so it was okay, but we're not looking for okay. We're looking, we want to get advantages, right? So here, queen. Okay, let's play this one so I can put my knight on this square. Now, do I take this one first? Or do we even come back and wait to put my knight on this square? This is going to be hard to win though, right? Very hard to win. So, okay. My opponent's playing well now as well. He's living up to his name. Now, knight takes anti-positional in some respects, but my knight is quite nicely positioned there. My pawns are on dark squares, though that is very dangerous in some ways because they can be targets. But it can also be advantageous in other respects that his pawns can't be defended by his bishop. So we're going to try this move. And I'm going to hope that my queen and knight can coordinate well here. Queen and knight, very dangerous combination. So what is the best way to get them combining? He has no checks. So let's try this one. But is it enough to win? So he has to do something like this. And I have at least a draw, but we're not interested in a draw, obviously. Oh, God. Okay, another shaky start. Has to be admitted. Really don't want to draw. Not the way to game. Oh, that was disappointing. Even at the end there, must be winning, yeah? Must be winning at the end somewhere. Okay, that was just a little bit. That was a little bit slack. That is the common mistake that you assume the game is going to be winning. Better than last week, but you assume the game is going to be winning. Then you basically let me just have a look at the game. So you sort of you don't concentrate as much as you should do, I think is the fair word, because I was clearly doing just easily winning out the opening. I relaxed too soon. But you can have a look. You can have a look at the accuracy, and it wasn't too bad. Yeah, 97. So this is the moment here where it says bishop h3 is incorrect, and this was maybe so I thought bishop h3 was winning, but I missed his f3 move. So I should bring my knight into d4 first, which would be crushing, because then I have another piece attacking. But okay, this just looked very strong, but I just missed f3, and I suddenly realize he's defending. So then we go onwards. And I should be winning here, and this is where I was a little bit short of time, but I couldn't see the win. So the one move I was thinking of was knight d2. Why didn't I play knight d2? That was the other way to play. Silly. Knight d2 is obviously is easy afterwards. That's why you just have to get in the right flow. Knight d2 is clearly just winning because queen f1 is checkmate. So that was a very bad miss by me there. Queen e4 kind of looked natural, but after king f1, okay, I'm winning again because I can go here and just checkmate like this, and this is forced checkmate. This knight d2, I was missing this move because my queen is just coming into f1 again. So this was really bad. Okay, I'm going to need to concentrate a little bit more on the next one. It's all right. There's 11 rounds. Not the end of the world, but it's nice to start with a win, right? So knight to e5, and did I have any chances after this? Probably not. I probably had to take the draw. It would have been really bad to lose this one. I couldn't see any way to cause any trouble there. So I think a draw is okay there at the end, isn't it? But missed a couple of chances. Opening went fantastically well, though. Opening went fantastically well. Okay, so it's 11 rounds, so it's a long way. Starting with a draw in round 1. Yeah, it's alright, not the end of the world. Look who's leading the tournament. That's quite funny. Trickster Pony, 1444. So, okay, I doubt he'll be up there for long unless he has some assistance, shall we say. So the next round should be starting any second now. I hope David won. David won, did he? Let's have a look. Let's refresh the page. And we're into round 2. Okay, so round 2 we're going to do better. That was just a little wake-up call. But 11 rounds, it's a lot of rounds. Yep, David is up there. You can see, but we're in with the next round. Okay, now I'm gonna just try out various openings today. Now, I know the Grandmaster Gambits course I've just brought out and I've been playing it a lot, but I feel like just changing up my openings today because I've been playing a lot of. I've been playing that opening a lot recently. So I'm gonna just play. And the thing is, when you're playing someone lower rated, as my opponent is here from Africa, Mozambique, it's often a good idea to not risk too much. And Gambits, just because it's Gambits, is risky. Let's not deny it. It is risky. Thank you for subscribing. So, because normally when you're playing a low rate player, you can often, I know this is a bit cheeky, but you can often win games by not doing much. And what I mean by that is you can often wait until they make a mistake. And this is now very simply, I'm threatening knight takes knight and bishop takes knight. So he's defended against that one. And I can just play this one now to start with. Got the 2 bishops. Right, we've had obviously one draw. We don't want to keep doing draws the rest of our life. So I think I'm just going to move my pieces to sensible squares for now. I want to put the bishop on b1, but I don't want my rook to be trapped. So hence why I'm doing it this way, because this is one idea. Which, because he's played h6, you know, his position is a little bit weak over there. So this bishop h4 move is now a very strong idea, because he'd like to play g6, but then I go knight takes g6. So having a pawn on h6 is quite a big weakness for my opponent. I think my main threat here is like bishop to h4. If he goes knight e4, I play f3. So he's now trying to run away. So I'm going to put that one in a pin, but maybe that was a bit premature again, because he can, and he has, just grabbed this pawn. And I'm realizing his king's coming to e7. So, okay, we're going to have enough compensation here, but shouldn't have given him the luxury of a pawn there. So can I go f4? F4 takes, queen takes, check, king here, and he runs away. So again, a little bit slack by me at the moment, but I have a lot of compensation here. I think I still got 2 bishops, but I should have played f4 first in the position rather than, I could have gone f4, which would have just left me completely dominating the game. So okay, well, we'll see. My idea now is to play f4 anyway, and I've always got this threat on the long diagonal. If he plays g6, I can use my f pawn to open it up. So it's not terrible, but it's not. This is not an ideal position either. Not as good as it was. Now so okay. So now I think I should play f4, and maybe we can swing the rook around as well. But I'm the one who's got to prove the compensation in these positions, because I am a pawn down. So if I don't get my attack to work, my position is just going to be bad. Okay, so he's going here, and now if I go here, will he play this one? Can we go this way? Where do we move the queen now to attack the rook? Here, d4 takes. Then he gets the queens off, so we don't want to do that. Now I'm going to go this way. I need to unleash my bishop against his rook. and he's going to try to come over here, but I've got a bit of time to try and generate something in this position. I'm just trying to work out how to generate something, because it's not that easy. Okay, so we're going to give up on the idea of coming here. I might have to try and do something very extreme over on that side of the board, because he is defending everything. If I go here, okay, let's go for it. We'll have to go for it, because we have to go for it. He's coming in here, right? Okay, we'll have to now consider, do I take that first? Again, this is really not clear at all. Very messy position. I'm trying to do everything I can to get to his king. Now his dart squares is one way in. So let's try that one. Let's try to get in on the dart squares if we can. And I've got the F file. My bishop is better than his. Okay, now let's keep putting my pieces on the best squares we can. So far he's defending everything, and now he's threatening to come in as well. So takes, wow, some very interesting ideas here, but are they working? What about we get that one in to threaten f7 first? My rook wasn't doing much there. Okay, and now I've got to try to get my queen in, but he's defending still. This check is nothing, right? So we have to go here, and then queen here if he moves his king up, right? And I doubt he's got time to play that one. I'm not worried about that side of the board. We're just going for this king of his. So we've got to come in. And now this looks really good. Not smooth, but it's a win. Oh dear. Sometimes that's all you need, right? You just need a win now and again. Oh. So well played to my opponent, who defended well there in what was probably quite a dubious position. But I mean, I made a major mistake. Again, it's just a little bit of slackness at the moment. A little bit of slackness. So the position looked very good. Everything was going all right. Thank you for anyone who's subscribing and things like that. But what I did wrong, I played this bishop h4 far too quickly. This is just a bad move, right? Now this looks like a great position. Now if I do play f4, he can put his knight here, and I can't play f3 anymore. So this is the critical moment. So what is the best way of doing it? Probably I play queen to f5 first. This is probably just a winning move straight away, because now I'm threatening bishop here. He can't, yeah, this is really strong, this move. He can't move this knight because of f7, and he can't really move anything. He also can't move that knight other squares because of h7. And my simple idea here is just to go bishop h4, and then I take that knight probably. Well, I've also got f4. It looks very dangerous, and maybe there's no immediate win. Yeah, you can go bishop c8. That is a good point. Threatening to move his knight, so he's sort of holding on, isn't he? Now I've got this one as one idea now, but then queen b6. It's not completely winning. Let's put it that way. I mean, it should be good. Can I? And there's not any other crazy ideas of taking here, is there? As well, at some point, not here. Yeah, this is a bit annoying because now he's threatening to move his knight. I mean, even if I come back now here, he still can't really move. Maybe this is just a good way to play, keeping the pressure up. He's got some pressure, but he is kind of just hanging on there, I think it's fair to say. So yeah, Okay, but not convincing. Not convincing. Let's see if David Howe's playing. He's not. Keith Arkyle's playing. Okay, well, we'll have a look at my... Oh, David Howe is still playing. Keith Arkyle lost to Jeffrey Chong. Jeffrey Chong's bloody good. And looking at the scores, you got Hikaru 2 out of 2, Ali Razor, MVL, Dubov, David Howell is up there. So all the top guys winning at the moment. Jabava, Vidit, Mamajarov used to be number 2 in the world. Peter Svidler, you know, a lot of these guys they don't need too much introduction, do they? I'm actually cheating by having a bit of water as well, right? Water and beer. A sensible combination. Now there is a break after round 4, but the next game should come quite quickly. So I just need to get one really smooth gaming. Well, Captain Bunratty might be in the chat. Oh, I always do badly against the Armenians. Or do we call them Americans now? I don't know. Okay, let's see. Now, I'm going to go for the Dutch again because I got a fantastic position in the first round. I score really well with the Dutch. Now, I generally think you should probably put your bishop on b4 here, but I'm just going to play my opening moves quickly. I might even play a stone wall for a change. And he's going for a London setup. So I'm going to now take the opportunity to put my bishop on this square, where it should probably be placed. And I'm gonna try to take this e4 square. So now I'm going to lose the tempo by playing this move, because a lot of the time in these positions it's the fight for e4, and my bishop is okay, but I think it's more important to get rid of his knight because his knight is defending that one. Now there's also other interesting possibilities like taking here, right? I should just be playing quick and normal moves. I don't know why. Okay, let's get rid of that one. Keep it sensible. Now knight here, I kind of like, but I'm thinking of some weird other moves as well. You know what? I'm gonna play this again because I'm not sure if I want to put my knight on h5 or on e4 at this moment. And I could also take that knight. I'm thinking of some combination, moving the knight here and taking the knight, which I've done before. I've played this one just to stop him playing b4. If he plays b4, he ruins his pawns now. So I'm just I'm playing a useful move to gain a bit of time. And also, I do want to get my last piece out. Okay, so now he's gone this way. And I may now get this last piece out. If he goes here, I'm hoping I can just take it, win a pawn. And I'm thinking I might just move my knight around towards the king side, maybe into b4. Okay, so he's gone that way. And now I'm gonna start moving it around this way. It seems like a natural way to go. It's much better than it was on b8 anyway. Combined with my bishop, might be some chances to attack, right? So let's keep it rolling around. Now he's going to probably play a 3. I can move my knight in there, and I think actually I like. He can go bishop takes, pawn takes, queen c2. But then I got queen h5. Then he's got bishop. I'm sure I overthink things way too much when I'm playing, right? It's a classical mistake to make, overthinking. I'm going to play here anyway. I mean, I'm not sure about that one, because he can take and go queen c2. Now taking this way I'm not as scared about, because I get this extra tempo. But again, an interesting position, probably fairly even so far. Now I do want to move my queen in, but I'm thinking he might grab my pawn on c7. So I'll probably play d6. That does allow the move. That does allow this move though. c5, but I think I should play this one anyway. think I have a little bit of time, and my idea now is that I can move my queen in without dropping this one. Now this move's very useful, but okay, let's play this one, because I can also maybe even bring my rook around, bizarrely enough. So I realise I'm going to drop that pawn. I don't have to drop it. I can defend it somehow. Maybe even c5. I made this mistake of playing c5 in a position like this before. This is probably his main move, right? I think I need to start attacking him somehow. I've played enough of this. Okay, let's just go in. Enough messing about here. And let's go here. I kind of like this idea because you rarely see ideas like that. It's a really unique idea, but the main move I'm worried about is this c5 move in actual fact. Now here I don't like, I could defend this pawn, maybe just this one. Is this okay? He's offering me a draw. Why is he offering me a draw? Don't offer me a draw. We don't want a draw. Okay. So I'm going to play this first because after c5 I'm now hoping I can take and just play here with quite a decent central position. Now, but there's no immediate way forwards. I don't know if I should move my Harry pawn up this way. Okay, now let's get the queen off. Well, I don't want to drop this pawn again. I keep forgetting about this pawn, don't I? So we go here. He was threatening bishop takes e4. And I'm going to play this move, right. He's coming in here with the queen, though. Okay, we'll have to live with that. Oh, what am I doing? That's a stupid square. Right. Probably no time to no time to think here. For either of us. His queen is really bloody annoying. I don't know what I'm precisely doing here. Oh shit, I've dropped that one. Ah. I don't know about that. Shit, take the queen. Fuck it. Didn't see it. Knight. Knight. I want a knight. But I will get a queen if need be. Oh, cool blimey, governor. Cool blimey, governor. Oof. I don't make it easy, do I? Yes, Hikaru is better than me. Firebolt. Well done for pointing that out. And you're more than welcome to go and watch the lightning speed Hikaru. Oh, that was quite intense, right? I should be doing all right there, but it was kind of like, I think fairly balanced until right at the end. Yeah, it just like, you know, it seemed like he was keeping his cool, but just at the end, he's as bad as me short of time, right? I mean, this kind of position, it was all like even. I think my knight maneuver is okay, but let's see. When I got to this position, I didn't want to go here because of f3, but maybe I should just go for this and now even play some weird move like knight here, with the idea of bringing the queen and the rook around, right? And that could have been quite interesting, just going straight in. Problem with these ones is that if they don't work, you know, they can quite backfire because you're putting all your knights on the side of the board. But I think you know, you're playing a Dutch, you have to go for the king. So that would have been more to the point, I think. And who knows what was going on at the end. The end was just totally random. The problem is I got to this position, I just couldn't see a good plan. Maybe did I have something like this at some point? Yeah, I could play this, couldn't I? I knew again, it's so easy when you look at it afterwards. It's so easy when you look at the position afterwards. This move, just bang, wins immediately, right? I was always worried about moving the knight because I saw this move, but he can't do that here because I just take here, checkmate. So easy afterwards. It's amazing how easy it is to see things when you're not playing the game. I mean, I find when I commentate, you see things a lot quicker. But when the time is ticking down, and did I have? I had some other move. Did I? I probably did have some other move. I mean, I probably missed a fair few things there. Instead of Queen G6, let's have a look at that. What here? I played Queen G6 here, which seemed all right. What later on? Well, I wouldn't be okay. Let's see. That was what here maybe. I can't play it here, so not there. Let's have a look here. Well, I can't play it here because he takes. This just loses a piece. Not as easy as it looks. So I don't know if I think what I missed was just this knight takes e3. This was what it was about. That was the one to miss. Okay, so how I want to see David Howe win this event. You know, I think he's very much strong enough to win it. So let's just get an update on the scores. There's 3 rounds gone. There's a break after the next round, so we will have a look at how's it going there. So who's on 3 out of 3? Lots of good players. Fiddler. Okay, we're in with the next game straight away. Okay, we're going to go for the gambits now. We're going to go for the B4 gambits. Let's give it a rock and roll. We're playing the strong American player, Elsan, who originally from Iran, I think. And we're playing the wing gambit. Standard wing gambit stuff. Okay, now he's trying to refuse the gambit. Now taking there can't be bad. And I think I will. And I'm going to try and say, okay, my pawn structure is not great. Okay, it's an isolated pawn. It's a normal kind of position, this one. And we're going to play in standard isolated pawn fashion. I've got this extra idea of putting this one here, but maybe even this move is something. You can't take there because I've got bishop takes h7. So he's going for here. Not much time to think. Now I could have, of course, taken that one. I'm trying to keep it as aggressive as I can, and my main idea here is to at some point try to get my queen over to h3. And there's nothing happening here, right? Now, can I go here, and take it like a nutter? Oh, God, well, he's got knight back. I think we're going to get rid of that one. And do we have to play this move? Now my queen needs to come towards this king. I mean, again, I can take here, but I'm just going for the king. So let's get that one there. I think G7 is now the place to go for. You know, some ideas of this. Okay, so far so sensible, I feel. So do I have to eventually? I think I have to take here at some point, right? Got to watch out for this move. So let's just move the queen away. And I don't think we're going to be checkmating now. More of a positional struggle here. If he takes here, so it's probably just very good for me when I pin his piece. We've both got weak pawns, so it's no. Oh man, I gotta stop. Oh, I so nearly pre-moved into an absolute disaster there, right? Oh my word, Simon. Okay, gotta stop doing that. Now, let's try to do something on the dark squares. I'm thinking something like this with a dark square bishop. Queen on f3 is not doing much anymore, so okay, well we'll go here now, but you can go rook d8, and then if I come in, I come around like this is interesting, but don't really want to drop that pawn. If I go here, I'm going to drop that pawn, compensation. Bishop here, 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 takes bishop here. Can't see the follow-up there, but maybe there is. Okay, we're going to go for this interesting plan. I'm going to have to give up my a3 pawn, but my bishop comes here. I thought for some reason he couldn't do this, but he probably just can, right? I thought this was quite dangerous for him, but he's got c5, which is annoying. That was annoying. Yeah, I missed c5. Silly me. Silly me. And I'm gonna have to try and defend this one now. That was very silly. Fine position, but the c, yeah, I forgot he just had this move at the end. It's not pre-move, even though that is quite an obvious pre-move. Now rook here, I might be able to take there. So he's playing this first. Now which pawn do we move? Like f3 is a little bit weakening, but I want to block his bishop out. And the funny thing in this position, I might even want an ending, even though I'm a pawn down. If I can keep things on for the ending. So I might want this one. I might want this ending, which is weird. I can put my rook on that square as well. That's much more dynamic, putting the rook there. Okay, well I'm going to get the ending, but this is not the ending I really wanted here. But I don't have much. Oh, time. I'm just falling into things, aren't I now? This is just ridiculous. Ridiculous. That's it. As soon as I see that time, and I think this is just game over now. As soon as I see the time going, it's just panic stations. Not a good start. We're going to be at 2.5 out of 4. Unless we can really change this one around. That's a good move as well. That's a nice move, right? But I don't think we're going to be changing this one around. Had some chances there, I think, but he did play well. And my king is in all sorts of bother. Let's see if he notices the queen. Is he going to notice the queen? Yes, he does. Okay, so well played to my opponent, but that was not one of my better games either. We'll put that on the computer, see where we could have improved there. I think I had absolutely, again, probably small advantage, but just didn't make the most of it. Got to get used to these middle game positions more. My opponent's accuracy very, very high. You can see around here it all looks quite nice. Let's have a look at this moment and see. So we got four games. There's how many is left? There's loads of games left. 7 left. So we're about a third of the way through the competition. 2.5. Okay, we still get an awesome score if we get that roll going. And what should I? Okay, let's have a look. So around about here. Well, this all seemed all right. I mean, I'm still better. We can keep. Oh no, you can't see the score. Let me just readjust that so you can have a look at what the computer says. I know it's a weak computer, but it gives a general estimation of what's happening in the game. And I just played. This all seems fine. This is a good move. This is a good move. Taking here is good. A little bit better. This is all right. Funny, it says it's excellent, but then it changes its assessment. Nothing wrong here. This is all good still. And now around here, I should just play a4. I'll start getting carried away with silly ideas. My bishop's fine here. After a4, I've got a very nice pawn structure. I think I'm lacking some confidence recently, I have to admit. This was not a good idea. It looked kind of interesting, but I thought for some reason I could move my rook and get a load of play down here, but it's just not ever working. And this is now probably just very bad for me. E5 was better. Maybe some drawing chances here. My last chance really is to take this one off, and I did say I should play an ending, and I don't know why I didn't just go with my gut and play this one, which is kind of what I was saying. This is not a bad ending. I don't know why I'm avoiding the ending. I mean, even here I might be able to take on e6 or something. This was clearly a much better way to play. So a lot of mistakes in that game. But we're on 2.5 out of 2.5 out of 4. Very average, but there's a long way to go. 7 games to go. So let's see who's still playing. And there's a bit of a break after round 4 because they check for cheaters. So I think they can clearly see I'm not cheating. One advantage. And we're just going to refresh so we can have a look. Hikaru, 4 out of 4. Where's David Howe? Did David Howe lose, or is he still playing? I'm going to take a little toilet break as well here. Okay, I'll leave you with scores. I'll be back in a sec. Okay, so a lot of the big guys on 4 out of 4. We're on 2.5, solid. I just want to see how David Howe's doing. Did David Howe lose a game? That'd be sad. I was thinking Alex Lopez is on 4 out of 4. Good start. David Howe's on 3.5. So I don't know who he. Let's have a look. Can we have a look? Don't know if we can have a look at David. Oh no, we don't want to go there. So I'm just going to try to see who David drew with. Where are you, David? I don't know if you can look at who people play. It's not as easy to do. Not as easy to do. Okay, so anyway, it's a long way to go. Like we can see, it is 11 rounds, and there's still like 7 rounds to go. Yeah, is that right? Yeah, it's 7 rounds. So we're a third of the way through. Not very impressive, but not terrible so far. Something to build on. I think I probably should get another beer down me. That's what the break's for, surely. Cheers, anyway. Well, it's the same beer, but let's just drink a bit of it. How are you all doing in the chat today? Are you all doing all right? It's funny. Yeah, well, it is funny how many I see, and Magical is saying sickening. They have to check title players for cheating. It's quite crazy, isn't it? I mean, the amount of title players who have cheated is quite upset. It is really, you'd be amazed at how many people there are. It's loads of them, and I've played a couple in Title Tuesday before. I remember I lost to some first round game, which put me really on tilt. Don't know, about half a year ago, and it was quite clear my opponent, who's 2100, was playing some very strange moves. It's kind of easy to have suspicions in certain games, just the way your opponent plays, because your opponent plays like some very odd looking moves that a human wouldn't really consider, but they work because they're tactically okay. And if your opponent plays these moves, you're like, yeah, that's not normal. But it's really annoying that this happens. Yeah, really annoying. So we're on 2.5. We're on 2.5 out of 4 at the moment, and we're just waiting for them to do their cheaters check to see how people are doing. Major Minor says pretty early in Cali. So where are you from? Hello to Cali. Hello there. They should take their title away from them if they cheat. Well, yeah, I mean, I think there should be maybe tougher. I think there should be some really tough things for people. I think there should be tough penalties for people who are definitely cheating. But people do also get it wrong. Sigri is saying, do you think you'd reach GM right now if you had to do it again? If I was trying to become a GM, I'd have to work a lot on my own game again. I mean, at the moment, I'm working at chess, but not necessarily my own game. There's quite a big difference. I think if I spent a couple of months just working at my game, I'd be all right. But you have to get in the right focus, and it's a lot of work, you know, and you have to play a lot of tournaments. So I hope I would. I hope I'd become a GM again. I'm pretty sure I would. Got a lot of experience now. Blitz is a bit random sometimes. I mean, I prefer over the board blitz still, and I can't wait until we can play over the board again to playing online. I find I'm much stronger at that, but I do prefer. I find it quite hard commentating, unlike people like Hikaru who can actually do it and very good. Do you like my excuses? Got loads of them. Do I like the way Duda plays? I like the way Duda plays, Alexander Waters, but I prefer Dubov, who's in here somewhere. Where's Dubov? He's one of my favourite players. He's playing in this tournament. I don't know where his name is at the moment. Maybe he lost the game. Look at these legends like Shirov and people like this. It'd be nice to get a couple of wins on the board and try to play one of these guys. I think you need to be young, free and single to be a GM and good at chess. Well, I think it's harder as you get older as well, because you have other interests. I mean, when you're a kid, you don't have to pay the bills, right? You know, you can get taken from tournament to tournament. You don't have to pay the bills. So it's a lot harder to become a GM when you're older, because you've got more responsibilities. You don't have enough time. So Captain Bumratty, you are right. Okay, the orangutan. Now, any opening which is named after an animal is supposed to be bad. So we're gonna meet it with the orangutan. Is that possible? I don't know. I like pushing my e-pawn to this square. It feels like quite a fun way to play. And we're playing an IM from Ukraine. Can be a tough game. And I'm just going to try to get castled. Do we take here? Because she's coming on this area of the board quickly. Okay, well, I'm going to play it like a reverse French. Let's do that. So let's just castle. Maybe I can try this crazy move here, but I feel like we need to. This is quite useful if things open up, and I really want to go knight here and start an attack. But interesting position. My opponent's made lots of progress on the queen side, and I can't open it up. I'd love to open it up with the king there, but I can't do that clearly. So now I'm really tempted with this move, and I think I'd be ashamed of myself if I didn't play it. Okay, let's try. Let's just try to attack. I'm gonna lose a pawn. Gambit a pawn, I meant. Did I say lose a pawn? Did I actually say lose a pawn? But I'm trying to free up my queen to swing in and have a good time. Have a good time. Okay, come on in, Queenie. In you go, son. In you go. Are we warmed up now, ladies and gentlemen? Now, I expect one of these two squares, but this one, the knight comes here. Do we have queen in, rook here? Okay, let's go for this. This could obviously backfire, but it's exciting, right? Who dares wins. Now, I think I have to come in now. Let's go for, oh, I don't know. So risky, this. Okay, but I'm playing risky. There's no point backing down now, right? Once you've done A, you have to do B. And I'm even thinking about this one now. Rook here, knight takes here, bishop E2 though. Then my queen comes back. Rook here, knight takes H2, also interesting. I think take here takes, queen takes. Maybe this is all right for my opponent. We're gonna grab this one. Only because I want the f3 square, not because I'm winning a pawn. What is going on here? This is just a complete, it's kind of game which is fun to play. I mean, even sometimes if you lose a game like this, it's kind of like, well, it's not that much fun if you lose, let's be honest. What am I talking about? I was going to say, you lose a game like this, you're like, oh yeah, brilliant fun, I had so much fun there. No, that's just a lie. But it is more exciting playing games like this, yeah? When it's just madness everywhere. Why didn't I take... again, this is what happens when you start talking too much. I could have just won there. And my whole idea was to take the knight. This has been my idea for a long time. And of course, I'm just not playing it. Absolutely crazy of me to just ignore what my plan was. My plan was to take the bishop and take the knight. And I start talking, and yeah, okay. It's still interesting. I'm going to try sacrificing here. I'm annoyed now. I'm just going to sack it somehow. Still interesting. Now, rook here. I probably have to get rid of this knight, I think. Okay, so she's come back. It's not because bishop e2 is now a threat. So that seems like a piece I don't need anymore. I'll develop this one. And well, what a kind of, this is my queen in danger or not? Okay, I don't see it's in danger, but that is famous last words, especially as this one. Oh shit! Ah, famous last words indeed. Ah, okay, but this is actually not so clear. Interesting little line could be coming up here. Now, check. Check. This is it. This is really interesting. Interesting sacrifice. If you believe that, you believe anything. It wasn't actually so stupid. Because I had knight e1. I haven't even bothered counting the pieces here. There's no point counting the pieces at this moment, is there? Really? Let's just try. Now queen here. Shit. Oh, come on, Simon. Oh, silly. But then I've got knight takes here. This is my idea. What is the piece count? What is the piece count? I will never know. I will never know what the piece count is in this game. Come on, Harry. You know what you want to do. I could have won there. Could have won there again. You've got a pawn, have you? It's not very nice. Well, that was very interesting. Yeah, I mean, it was just, that was a fun game. That was a typical madness, throw the pieces on the board, see what kind of happens kind of encounter, right? I mean, could have gone either way. That was more the Psycho Cowboys way of playing, I feel, than a normal human being. You put that on the computer and the computer's going to say you are terrible. But it was interesting, right? It was fun. It was kind of fun. I mean, I missed some chances there. It was an interesting queen sack actually, because you always get those squares. But I don't know. Cheers anyway. That's what we needed after the break in the second third of this tournament. We needed a nice win there. Thank you for the cheers out. Not sure what was happening. That was yeah, it was exciting, right? Analyze. Oh, okay, well, we're analysed, but don't expect high scores. If you put, let's just say, if you put Towels games on analysis, they also don't get very high scores. So it's but this is two humans. You got to remember, two humans playing is totally different to a lot of other things. So okay, so around here, I mean, it didn't like knight g4, but this was really interesting. Even though the computer doesn't like this move, this was really, really interesting, right? This is the kind of move that I think a lot of humans would be like, come on, checkmate ends the game, right? Checkmate ends the game. And now, of course, we lose a pawn, but that was never a concern. We come in here, and we're aiming for the f2 square, which my opponent has to defend. And this all seemed pretty normal, but it was kind of ridiculous around here. Could I have taken this one? But maybe not, because the knight g4. Knight takes f1 is actually inaccuracy. Because, okay, my opponent takes here. So it wasn't a mistake. I was rather sillily cursing myself, but it was okay. And this position, well, this is just an absolutely crazy position. I mean, I know the computer again says this is not normal. Okay, you're saying you want proper chess. I don't know what proper chess is. We're here to play. We're here to keep the game alive. I feel. Come on, it was fun. And now after this one, well, this is still. I mean, the computer thinks white's completely winning here, but this is actually very interesting. Sacrificing the queen, I think. This is not so stupid, because look, taking the queen is a mistake. My opponent should not take the queen. So this is one of those rarely bizarre positions where winning the queen is actually just an error. I mean, look at the bar. I mean, computers can work this kind of position out, but no human being in a blitz game can fully understand this kind of mayhem. So in actual fact, queen takes e4 was correct, because all of a sudden I have this idea, and I did have an idea. My main idea is this one, right? This one. And all of a sudden this would be, well, my opponent has to give the queen back. So she has to go here. And I think the move that she missed is that she can't take here because the knight e1 check. And I win the queen back with a lot of material. So in the end, it continued along these lines. And you can see the computer even thinks I'm a little bit better here. And this was a blunder. So what should I play here? I should just play 8. Oh my words, how could I not see pushing the h pawn as the main idea? What is wrong with me? How? I mean, I was looking, because the thing is, when you're going for the attack, you're just looking at the king, and I was thinking this rook's not playing, this knight's not playing, so I need to get these two pieces in the game. And I saw these ideas that the knight's working like this, but I can just push Harry. I can just push Harry. Hello, Killian. You'd never forget about Harry. You're right. How you doing, Killian? You right? Hope you're doing all right. And that's crazy. But okay, we got to the right thing later on, and this is now a mistake apparently. Wow. So what should I have played there? That looked very natural. I should play. Oh, look at that move. Bishop. Okay, what a game. What an interesting game. Okay, now who are we playing here? We're playing someone from... What are we going to do? I'm going to go for the I in English. I'm just, like I said today, I'm going to mix up openings today. And now, okay, we're going to a Slav. Who's this? We'll have a look. I know most of the British players, so let's just see. London. Oh, okay. I don't know who this chap is. Okay, so we're going to go... Okay, this should get interesting. This is like a semi-Slav, and you can get very exciting position. Now, this move is an old move of Korchnoi's, an old Korchnoi idea. And there's many positional ways to play here, but I'm not interested in them. I'm interested in castling queenside and trying to checkmate. So that is exactly what we're going to go for. I mean, I could play it positionally, but I can't. I hope my opponent's not listening to the stream. Okay, let's go for it. Let's castle this way and just play for checkmate. Now, where do we put this bishop? I feel that this is best because I don't want to get hit on b3 by a5, a4. And I also don't want to put it here where it blocks my queen. And now I'm really thinking knight g5 is very interesting. If I go this way, he can take and put another knight there. So I think my knight should go to the side, unfortunately. And now I'm so tempted to put the knight on g5. Oh, are we going to go mental again? What's wrong with me today? Or do we just play it much more set? Knight g5 is just really a bit stupid, I feel. Takes, g6, rook. Oh, I can't resist it, guys. We're on a roll now. We're on a roll. We're just gonna go for it, whether it's good or bad. Come on. Okay. And now I'm just... Come on, Harry. I'm so annoyed that I didn't use Harry in the last game. I feel that this time we've got to get him involved, right? And I need to get rid of this knight, get in there. If he takes here, I'm opening up the H file and we're going for slaughter. A slaughter attack. I think I want to get rid of this knight and then this knight. So he's got c5. Clearly the idea. So we can now here c5 takes, bishop takes b3, knight c5, very nice as well. But I'm going to start targeting these knights. If I can get rid of these knights, my queen can come through. So this is a very good move, which I was thinking about from my opponent. Just trying to keep things alive there. And now my opponent's going to play c5. How do I get into the king? This is annoying. Can we sack the queen again? Good idea from my opponent there. I really want to sack the queen just in time, my opponent. Can I sack the queen again, or am I just going a little bit too crazy here? I don't think I can. I think I'm going to have to move this. Where to? And now c5, and it's going to get very... I have to defend a little bit, which is not what I wanted. This is annoying, this move. How am I defending this? Oh, this was looking so good earlier, but again, I've played some stupid moves, Simon. Okay, we have to take here and keep our cool a little bit. Try to keep our cool. Okay, I'm kind of happy to see that one on the board. I think then do I really have enough of the... Oh dear, time. Oh, come on, man. What am I doing? So slow. and playing badly. Pieces on pre everywhere. Bummer. Forgot this move. Weird position still. No, where? Oh, why there? Oh, this one's just good. So bad. Oh, such a lovely opening there. I think I was getting too carried away with this one, guys. This is not good. They're a bit slow, shall we say. Silly me. That was really bad. I was should be completely crushing that opening. And of course now it's just over. Ah, that was silly. So I mean, what did I do there? That was that b3 bishop c4 was a bad move. Bishop c4, such a great position. Let's have a look again. It was kind of interesting. I think everything I played was all right, but bishop c4, horrendous move there, allowing that b3 and all that play. But my opponent did play b3, did play a good move, and yeah, it's around here. Okay, even here I'm doing all right, so I should take not with the pawn and allow this one. But I don't like my bishop c4 move. I don't think this is the way to go, because my position should be really nice. And I think if I mean, this was the other move just to shut everything down that I was going to play, and that would have just stopped all problems. But I was getting a little bit carried away, and this one would have just given me an overwhelming advantage because I still have the same plans, but I don't allow all this play that my opponent got. So the way I played it was pretty terrible there. I shouldn't allow this counterplay. And I didn't defend particularly well, and I got myself a little bit short time. But I think after this one, we're threatening now to take this knight, and do some nasty stuff. And I'll be very surprised if my opponent can do anything about that. My bishop's very nice, defending b8, so I think this would really just won the game. This one. Okay, but let's have a look. So b takes bad move, of course. I should be taking here. This was a very good try from my opponent, but I should of course just take with something else. Just keep it solid. I don't know why I took so quickly this way, because now it becomes very unclear, and I could well be worse here. And my opponent starts to play good moves. A good move again, but even the ending, I'm not even convinced that the ending is 100% clear. I was feeling a little bit more positive here, but maybe it is just clear. Maybe this is just clear here. Rook a7. But I played this. Okay, e4 is probably all right, but after this, yeah, I should start using these pawns. This is where you need a little bit more time. I've wasted a move here. Well, I played b4, which computer still thinks is all right. It thinks it's excellent now, but these pawns became weak. And after here, this is where I went completely wrong. And why don't I just keep pushing them? Push here and just use the pawns. Maybe this is just winning. It is just winning. I panicked with bishop e2, and I just missed that this one, there's no way I can defend the pawn. But if I just play b5 here, it's actually winning in the position. So okay, so we dropped 2.5 now. A bit disappointing. I mean, we can still get a good score, but losing games like that is just really annoying, even at the end. I mean, something like this would be a completely different ball game, right? We just keep pushing these guys. And if here, this is the tactical solution which I missed at the time. We can just get our pawn all the way to b7. So yeah, so there's a couple of mistakes. Mistake number one here, you can see your opponent's threatening anything, and why give them any counterplay? It was very silly to allow this idea. If I go knight here, I keep that bishop stuck there, and it's just winning on the spot. Don't give your opponent counterplay if you can allow it, and allowing the c5 move was just a big mistake. And after my opponent got c5 in, it puts me a little bit on the passiveness, and then later on I'm just a little bit short of time. So I think this was the key error. I got a lovely position. I'm wondering what happens after knight g5 if my opponent takes this. I thought I was probably doing okay because of this one, and if g6 here, I was actually just going to go rook here, threatening rook takes g6, and this computer thinks it's about equal, which means I'm probably doing all right here. I'm probably doing okay because all right, anyway, let's see if we can get back into this a little bit now with the next game. So how many rounds do we have? We've gone 3.5 out of I don't even know what round it is now. What round is it now? This is round 7, maybe? Is this round 7? What round is this, guys? I don't even know. It'd be nice if okay, what round is it? Round 7, is that right? Okay, so if we get this one, we're on 4.5. We're going to be on 4.5 out of 7, which is okay. We can still try to finish strongly. So I'm gonna stick to this old line in the Dutch that I've played. My opponent playing quickly, but I've had this many times before. I expect white is slightly better. That is a disgusting move from my opponent. No offense to my opponent, but you really don't want to weaken b4 like that. That's an amazing move. I feel an amazingly strange move. Okay, taking me a little bit by surprise. Let's go g5. And the point of c6 is that e4, you have to play f4. This is all in the Dutch course. And and if they go e5, you have to play d5. Okay, so he's going for this pawn. Maybe I'm going to be proven wrong, right? Maybe I'm going to be just proven wrong, and that move is very clever. It just looked very peculiar because of this square, but I could be completely wrong. Now I maybe should have gone. Should we get the knight here? I've got hopes of going this way, but I think we need to get the knight towards the king side, and that is another move I'm very happy to see, because now I get my e5 move in, and I think that's another mistake that my opponent's played, especially with my bishop getting ready to come on this diagonal. Now I'm just going to go h5, but I have definitely a nice position here, no doubt about this. Let's move that knight there, more so that it unleashes the bishop, so I can now get f3 in at the right time. And I'm thinking, do I play f3 now, or do we do one more developing move first? Well, if I don't play it now, okay, I'm going to play it now. Okay, we're playing super aggressive there. I don't really care anymore. I'm just going to take that one and go for it. And now this one was my hope. It's a pity it takes me so long to get my rook over here. That's where I need my rook. If I get my rook here, it's game over. I didn't need to sacrifice like this, but after that last loss, I'm kind of like a little bit on tilt. And this could still be very... This looks very strong to me. Because if queen e2, then I have knight takes e4 as one idea. And my opponent would be moving into a pin. King g2, I have queen h3. So this is the idea. I'll play much better when I'm angry, actually, I find. Get me angry. Get me angry, players. And the other idea, of course, is just to go get the bishop on this nice diagonal. Okay, so I'm going to go for this. And I want to get my bishop here and my rook to h8, or f8 is another square for my rook. increase. If you take here, I take here. I don't just threaten your queen, but I threaten checkmate. So you probably have to give your queen up here, and that should just be losing. This is just the big threat is checkmate. Okay. I need more anger in me. See, when you play naturally, you often play a lot better. Yeah, you just play. But my opponent played some really bad moves there. I know, no offense to my opponent. It's a very peculiar position to play. Put on your pipe and smoke it. We need a couple more wins like that. If we win the next one, we're on 5.5 out of 8, and there's a little break, so it's not too bad. Thank you for the cheers. The cheers there. Get yourself angry before playing every game. Well, okay. Let's just have a look at that on the computer. So the 2 moves, which I was quite shocked to see. Let me just get rid of some of these other things that are getting in the way. Is okay, computer. Yeah, we'll put that on. Probably enough time to have a look at this one. And the 2 moves I was surprised to see. We're just waiting until the computer sorts it out. Now the accuracies, again, I don't really believe that, because it says that around here my opponent is +1, but I've played this position a lot. And it's like, this is actually like if you put the mainline King's Indian defense onto a computer, an opening that a position that Bobby Fischer used to play all the time, Kasparov. The computer thinks that is also +1 for white, but it doesn't. Sometimes the computer gets it wrong. There's too many computer junkies around who just rely on the computer's assessment, and that really is okay. G5 is not bad, because this is something which I've had quite a lot of time. I feel it's not that bad, but let's have a look where it gets interesting. I think the big mistake for my opponent, see, even here my opponent plays D5. Okay, it says it's an inaccuracy, but I think that's not just an inaccuracy, but that's a really bad move. Thank you, Hardcastle. I'll see you another time. Thank you for popping in. And the problem here is that, well, this is a really nice position. As soon as you get this position, as you probably heard me talking about another game, you get those 2 pawns there in the Dutch, and you get a very nice attack. And I think I've got a big advantage here, probably more than +0.82. Now, could I have won quicker here? Maybe just by taking here, but this can't be a bad move. And this all looks good. Computer says just play slowly, but this is much more fun. Sack 'em all, and I think my opponent's probably just losing here, especially now with the queen coming to h5, because my opponent can't move anything, and there's no way to stop this one. And I've got lots of good ideas. This is completely winning for me, and this is a mistake. Okay, but it's a winning mistake. It's nice when if you see one win, you don't normally look for another one. But in actual fact, playing slower with bishop here and rook f8 is even better. So just slowly bringing the pieces in, because my opponent can't move anything. Why knight takes e4? Because it's a very obvious move. It wins the pawn. It allows the bishop to come here attacking the rook, and it is still winning. It's a winning move, basically. That's why. That's why I played it. And after this, which is obviously the losing mistake, this is just resignable now. Okay, well, let's have a look at the scores in the actual, see who's doing what. And at the top, so we're 7 rounds in, over halfway now. And at the top, we have one guy, and that is, remind me who that is. That is one of the Russian. Who is it? Let's have a look who it is. It is, Artymev. He's a really good blitz player, Artymev. What's going on here with the videos and stuff? Oh, hang on a minute. Tournament scores. Okay, that's all a bit messy, but you can kind of see it. David Howell is up there. Good to see David Howell is an equal second. He is. Well done, David. So David is, I'm so impressed with David's play. Recently, David's a fantastic player. I think he could be like one of the best in the world. And English Grandmaster David Howell, and He's up there into second equal. So let's hope he has a very good finish. There's 4 rounds to go. Remember, there was 700 players at start. What am I on? Am I on 4.5? 4.5 out of 7. I can't remember if I'm on. I guess I'm on 4.5. It's not. Is it 4.5 or 5.5? No, it must be 4.5 because there's a lot of good players on 4.5 here. 5.5. I haven't had a great tournament, so I think it is 4.5. Let's scroll down. See if we can find my name. We've got to keep scrolling a bit. Here's the 4.5 group. I hope it's 4.5 anyway. The same score as Vidit. So it's, there we are. We're in 153rd place. Yeah, that's respectable. Okay. Now the next round should be starting any time soon. What has happened to the board? That's quite weird. Let me just, maybe I have to just do this. Hang on a minute. That might make it, yeah, that makes it more watchable, right? Is there any more games going on? Okay, well, we've got a game of Scottish Grandmaster Andrew Greet here, the famous Rook and Bishop versus Rook. So let's see if he can convert this one. Is David's username Hans Smith on Lead Chess? Yeah, it is Hans Smith, which I think people know by now. So White's doing the famous second rank defense. This is the way you're told to draw this one, but you just keep your rook here, and this, for example, that's not a great move. That is a really bad move. White's messing this up. This is lost now. This is lost. I'll show you the way White should have. Okay, the way White should have drawn this one is in this position. You've got to keep your rook on the second rank. So you go check, and the point of keeping your rook on the second rank is that you can go rook here check. And if you keep your rook like this is how you draw this ending. Because if black ever takes it, it's stalemate. So that's the drawing technique in the second rank. Just keep your rook on the second rank and keep checking the king, because you keep annoying the king. But maybe White wasn't aware of this check here, this one here. So this is the second rank, and the way it went. Okay, well, we're in with the game. We've actually got a very tough game now. I'm gonna play. What should we play? Let's play the birds. I'm trying to play different opening every game this time. Okay, let's see if we can take down a strong Grandmaster. Who is Chess Warrior? Nordy Beck. Okay, well, this guy's really good, right? He's won Title Tuesday before, so a nice easy game for me. The Nordy Beck monster. I've commentated on Nordy Beck's games before, and I've been really impressed with this guy. Really impressed with this kid. I even tipped him to be a future world champion. But the opening, I've got 2 bishops. It's okay. Nothing wrong with this. I'll move my king out the way of any checks on the diagonal. And well, we could. The one mistake to do against these guys is to show too much fear. So let's get the queen somewhere it might swing round. And I'm actually gonna push this one. Why not? Because Harry is screaming at me on multiple occasions that he's very upset with the way I've been playing. Now bishop comes back is also just very sensible, but okay, do we okay, I'm gonna again I show these players too much respect. They obviously deserve respect, but they're beatable. That's what people forget. You can beat these guys. Okay, now let's get rid of that one. That one's annoying me. Let's just try to mate this guy. You know, enough respect shown. Let's just try to mate him. No messing about. Let's try to mate him. Come on. Because checkmate ends the game. Dutch him up. Now he can win this pawn if he really, well, I can go g3, but I'm probably not going to play that because it's not the kind of move I like. I don't like playing these defensive moves. Okay. In we go. Come on, let's just go for his king. I could have gone g4 there. That would have been interesting. Now bishop g5 is the move I want to play, so I'll darn well play it. Now my knight probably wants to come to f4 to try and do something. Bishop here. Yeah, okay, we'll go for that one. And he's trying to do something on that area of the board. Now I can go knight here. Is it time to open up his king? Somehow. So quite a critical moment here, I feel. Well, I got an idea. It might be completely mad, but let's give it a go. Takes, queen takes rook, queen g5. So I'm trying to give up my rook. He won't take it. I don't think he should take it. Nope, he's just avoided that one. Interesting position still. We know that he doesn't want to draw, so we now got our knight coming around. This is what I wanted to get in, this move. This was like a key move, I felt. To get the knight to this square and keep the pieces coming towards his king. Could also go queen here. This is the idea I wanted to play before, but let's just keep throwing him at him. Now takes. I have to go queen h2, but h5's dropping as well. Could have thrown in checks. So takes here. I obviously don't. Here takes. Any tactics there? No. So I have to play here queen h2. But his pawn's a little bit weak as well, right? Or do we just take with a knight? Let's just take with a knight, keep it simple. Unfortunately, this means I'm probably not going to get some mental checkmate idea against him, but my position is still really good. Okay, this is a little bit annoying because I might have to come back now. Takes. Don't really want to allow his rook in, do I? No. Shouldn't have allowed that. Can't lose tempos against these kind of players, you know. But I still like my position is better, definitely, but it's the loss of tempo that is annoying there. Getting rid of my knight. Okay, yeah. So that was annoying again. I'm short of time, but I got my. I mean, this is still probably at least fine for me, right? I can feel the fear. Okay. But I've played this badly, you know. From the position I had, right? I mean, it was he has shown his power from I had a great position, but again, I feel like I lost a little bit of my mojo recently, as in I get freaked out a little bit too much by these guys, and this position is now game over, I think, because of this one. Oh dear. Yeah, I can't do anything here. So it's going so well again. Travesty of errors, but yeah, I think I'll just get a little bit psyched out by them, which hopefully I'll get over at some point. Because I find the less you think about them, the better you play, right? So it's yeah, that was disappointing. Let's have a look. I'm sure it will say I'm doing very well, but I mean I lost some important tempos later on. The ending's great with me. It was double F pawns. But I played this bishop E2 move. My bishop E2 move. What a bad move that was, Simon. What a bad move. You can see around here. This is great, yeah. I'll show you a couple of ideas because it was clearly I was sort of outplayed him at some point. And Queen B6. Well, yeah, I got a major advantage, yeah. So here, I think was a good move because my idea was if he tried to grab my rook, well, I was going to play Queen G5 now. I thought, okay, this is probably just checkmating because he can't stop my queen coming into H6, which is just crushing. So this was a good move. And now if you look at my pieces, these guys just come round to the right squares. I've got a pop-up coming up. Friend request. I don't want any friends at the moment, thank you very much. I'll go away. Friend request. Turn off all notifications. Yeah, let's do that. And I was feeling very confident around here, and now I probably should go Queen G5, which I even said, didn't I, at the time? Why didn't I play Queen G5? And I think against the lower rate players, it's just the kind of move you play without thinking. But here, this is a lot less accurate because it allows him to now exchange queens where I'm still better. This ending is still better for me. Okay, the computer says it's not, but it must be. But let's see. Rook G7, big mistake. You should play King G7. I don't know how the computer can say he's a lot better after King G7. I don't understand that. How can he be better after this move? This equal material. My knight is really nice. I've got the open F file. How can the computer... I don't understand why the computer says black is better here. That's really surprising. Maybe even just this move, trying to attack here, right? I don't understand that at all. Okay, so Rook G7. What was the mistake? So I did play bishop here, and now did I back out again? I just backed out again. This is where you give them too much respect. So this was the right move, but I totally chickened out. And this is, again, you're playing someone else. You don't chicken out. You look for here. You don't come back to F3. And had I just played G4, which is clearly the move to play, this would have been the right way to go about it. So it's annoying, isn't it, sometimes, chess? You sort of do all the right things, but you just miss a couple of moves and it goes wrong. That's kind of what happened here. Well, we've got 3 games to go, so good chance there to have a nice win. And later on, well, when I started playing like this, I'm really losing control here. And this position, yeah, okay, I'm not better anymore. That was an over-assessment, but it looked like I should have some chances. But again, I kind of fell apart a little bit here. And my opponent's knight is now very good in this position. So this was me collapsing around this point, to be totally fair. But my 2 chances, just going back, okay, it was all right. And the 2 chances we had there were, of course, this is all going fantastically well here. But now just go Queen G5, which has been my intention all along, trying to get the queen in. That would have been one great idea. And then later on, even when the queens came off, it looked quite rosy. In this position, because this one is a big threat, and never try to retreat. This is where we played bishop f3, and as soon as you start playing pathetic moves, you know, I've just played bishop e2. As soon as you start playing moves like this, you know you're going to lose. So look for the most active move, and g4 would have been the most active. Why? He can't take with the pawn because this just wins. I would definitely win that one. If he takes the rook, he loses the exchange, so he can try this one, but now I just simply take here, and then f7 is on pre, and it's not just the f7 pawn, it's the fate of my opponent's king, and his king is so weak to my rooks and a knight jump at some point, so that would have been the end of that. So, oh well, that's the way it goes. Bad play. Oh, Hikaru versus David Howe. Oh, David lost. Okay. Oh, that's a pity. That's a pity. Pity to see David losing that one. I'm obviously rooting for David Howe. Hikaru was so good at Title Tuesday. David did lose, didn't he? Yeah, he did lose. Okay, that's disappointing. Unlucky David there. He's got a good score against Hikaru, actually. He beats him quite a lot online. And I remember they played at Gibraltar once and it was a draw, and I think Hikaru swore at David after the game because David held some tough ending, which was a bit rude. So yeah, anyway, Hikaru's a lot better nowadays, of course. Okay, so let's see. Hopefully the next games can start quite soon. We'll just see if anything else is going on. 3 rounds to go. What are we on? Not a very good score, but we can get, what, 7.5? In this field, 7.5's right. We'll try to just get some action going. 3 games. Where am I? I'm on 4.5, 5.5. So 7.5 out of 11 is we need 3 out of 3 to make it a good tournament. And no games in progress. I think they have a little break now. Again, this is the second time they check for cheaters. So time to swig a bit. Does Magnus ever play Title Tuesday? I think this is one of the events he doesn't play. I don't know. I don't know if he has something against you know, chess.com in general or not. I'm not sure, to be honest. I don't think so. But he obviously more chess 24 and does more stuff there, and he does stuff on Lead Chess as well. But he hasn't. Maybe he's occasionally played on chess.com in some tournaments, but I can't recall when he has, right? Oh, he played in 2020 and he won it. Oh, okay. That was the last time he played. So over a year ago, year and a couple of months ago, right? Okay. Well, he's busy, isn't he? He's a busy guy. You kind of like, if you're the world champion, you're kind of a hiding to nothing. But it is quite a fun event. It's fun when you're doing well anyway. He played Pro Chess League. And now he's Chess 24 exclusively, right? Yeah. Yeah, he does seem to be Chess 24 exclusively now. Okay, get on with the next round. So we might have... So what... Should we try mixing up the openings? Well, I think I'll stick with the Dutch. The Dutch is getting me very good positions. And I like the Dutch, so we'll stick with the Dutch. If we get white, we'll out some gambit. I think we're going to have to play with aggression now. Now I'm annoyed again. We're just going to smash the next game. And I think, like, one thing that Magnus said, which I think is actually really important, maybe this is similar to you guys, is he basically said the more you think, often the more likely you are to play a bad move. So in a lot of senses, you should just play naturally. You shouldn't think too much in some ways. And if you know you're going to play like a rather negative move, then something's going wrong. That's exactly what I did there. Move first, think later. Well, that was a Willie Hendricks book, wasn't it? Move first, think later, which makes a lot of sense, right? In some ways, because I mean, you should always think, but you should really trust your instinct. I think is the most important thing. Just trust your instinct. Hi, Sai. Hello, Bjorn. How was your start? Better than last week. I just had this guy Nordiebeck, Bjorn, but I messed it up, so that was annoying. But yeah, it's okay. We've had some fun games anyway. We've had some exciting games as always. But I've missed many opportunities. Okay, so we got 3 games to go. We're in with the next one. Round, what is it? Round 9 now. Come on, 3 out of 3. 3 out of 3. Let's do it. Okay, so we did say we're going to stick with the Dutch, and we will stick with the Dutch because it's going well. We're going to get a little bit of Dutch action in. Here we go. Same again. We're going to stick with the A5. Do we have 2 out of 2 with the A5 line? If he goes main line. The main line is where they fianchetto their bishop. He's not. He's played this one. This is a move which I've faced before, but I think black is just equal now. And in the Dutch, remember the main idea is to try to get the pawns like this? So the way I normally play this, I normally go D6 and E5. Because this is, I love this kind of pawn centre I've got here. I don't really mind if he, I'd love him to castle queenside. I'm just going to play this anyway because his king's in the middle. I don't mind this, and we're just going to push this through if we get a chance. And the other idea is F4. I've had this kind of thing many times before, so we go F4 now, and this can give us some potential to attack his king later on. But I like this, you know, G5, G4 at the right moment. And what's he doing with that one? I don't understand his last move. When your opponent plays a move you don't understand, it's often trying to work. It's always worth getting in the mindset of when your opponent plays a move, really try to work out why did they play that move, what is their idea. But I don't really understand that move. That pawn was well defended. He's not going to open up the E file. Was he vacating the F1 square? Well, putting his knight there is just bad because it's not going to go anywhere. And his bishop clearly doesn't want to go to that square. So sometimes there's moves that, you know, you can kind of work out just mistakes. But okay, we've got to continue with our plan. And where do I want to put my knight is the first thing. Do I want to go here and put my bishop here? I'm not sure. I was kind of thinking he might play b4, and of course he does. Kind of hoping he wouldn't play that one. That's one of those ones where, yeah, okay, we'll come back. It's not the end of the world. That was just a mistake. I shouldn't have done there. So what is my plan? I'm struggling to find a plan. I should put my knight on b6. That would be much better. Put the knight on b6, and I think I really want to get the g pawn to g4 in this structure. So I should be trying to get this one. Another maneuver I should have played. I've lost 2 tempo. Now looking at the position is put the knight on d6. That would have been a very nice idea. Put the knight on this square. Why? Because then my queen gets ready to control the g5 square, so I can play g5. And the knight there looks quite nice for some reason. It attacks his bishop. It just looks like a good square. Oh, don't start doing that. So that was okay, but the loss of tempo is not so important here because it's more of a maneuvering battle. I always play the classical Dutch. The classical Dutch I have great results with. It's probably the opening I know best of. I mean, I was just playing this reversed, and it was doing the job. What's the role of this one? This one is just holding up stuff over here, time being. Okay, now I'll definitely play knight here because I fought against this before. He could drop his bishop back to one of these 2 squares, but he can't do that now. And now you can really see the point of this one, right? Is he really going to go there? Is he really going to play this one? Maybe. Maybe this is his idea. Is that a good idea? I don't really want to swap queens off. So rook c5 is risky to say the least. But it's the only way to keep the queens on. But I'm walking into a pin which I don't like. He can move his bishop, try knight b3. So this is maybe a clever idea, but what about queen c5? Can I go queen c5? This is an annoying idea because I don't want to swap queens. I can take here, but then he's going to win this pawn. So I might have to play this peculiar move. Okay. Not really what I wanted. That loss of tempo more important than I first thought. Because, of course, when the queens come off... now, I didn't think that idea of his worked. But he has got knight f7. I think he got lucky with this move. Surely got lucky here. Takes, and he's hitting both my rooks. But I can move the rook. But, okay, this might be alright for me. This might be alright. as in now I can move my rook back and I'm piece up. Could also move it over here if I'm completely bonkers. But that looks kind of artificial. When you're a piece up, you don't need to take any risks, or take as little risks as you can. And my knight is nice. Okay, I'm going to take that. Oh no! What am I doing? I nearly fell. Oh my words! Do you see that? I nearly hook line. He nearly hook, line, and sinkered me because of the back spanker. Wow. Wow, I nearly fell straight into the, oh my words, that would have been disconnect. Game over. This is still I feel winning for me because my king's coming to f7. It's just an extra piece, isn't it? At the end of the day. And now I can move my bishop, so there's nothing to worry about. Do we go here first? Yeah, why not? Why not play this one? Yeah, this is fine now. This is fine. Well, back rank, you had your okay. Let me just do one final bit of calculation because I don't want to allow this one to here. Okay, I don't want to allow this one to queen, obviously. But let's keep our pawns intact. Back rank, mate. Your name would have lived up to itself then. I very nearly just thought I really lost concentration. It's that thing that I was doing a little bit earlier on in the tournament. Yeah? You lose a bit of concentration. You think you're winning, you relax, and the next thing you know, checkmate. And it's like, oh, Simon, why? Well, I think that was kind of okay. It wasn't the most exciting of encounters, right? But it was kind of a decent game. 2 games to go. We're going to get to 7.5. We just need to win the next 2 now. Tournament scores on the doors. Peter's Fiddler up there. Good to see. The guys I'd like to see do well here, who I recognise their name. Well, I'd like to see Peter's Fiddler do well. I really like Peter. Everyone likes Peter. How can you not like Peter? Grandilius, I really like. Really, he's done a course for GingerGM. Very good course on Magnus's Queen's Gambit. We see David Howe. Is David Howe still playing? Let's have a look. Let's have a look at David Howe's game. Whoa, what's going on here, man? What is going on? What a position. What a position. And I think David is just winning. Queen takes. Oh, Queen takes the knight. That's a good move. David very good at calculating. He's got a lot of pieces here, David, doesn't he? Nice win, David. Nice win. I don't think we're, unfortunately, I don't think we're quite on the right level this week to play Hikaru. Maybe another time. If what I need to do, I need to use the force. So I need to not relax when I get a good position. I need to not be so afraid of higher rated players. I never used to be. I think it's an age thing. You get more worries when you get older. Bloody lockdown. And then you need to just like play more natural. Just like, you know, when you're playing natural moves, you get good positions. So if we do all these things, we're going to crush it one week. But we can still get 7.5 this week. And I think 7.5. And it started with 700 players. You get a lot of people withdrawing if they're having a bad tournament. 7.5 would be a good score. So that's what we're going for. And you guys, you better be like subscribing and cheering if I get 7.5, right? A little cheer, just a little one for the crowd, a little one. Yeah, I think Ciro Dillian, you summed it up well. Hikaru just doesn't want to play me because he's winning so many games. That's how he's dodging me. Maybe. Eric Blastos, Simon, if I could buy one of your courses, which one do you recommend? It depends what you want. I mean, it really depends what you want. I think it's a simple answer. I've got lots of different courses. For example, on the white side, if you're looking for a repertoire with white, do you like playing solid chess? If you do, the English is a very good course. I might even, well, I'm a bit aggressive at the moment, so I won't probably play the English again today. But the Iron English with Chessable is quite good. I'm talking Chessable at the moment. If you want to play very aggressively, then my latest Gambits course I think is really good. It just depends what you want, man. you know, you got to decide what you want, and there's something there for you, you know, basically. Sturdy Boots, thank you for the cheer. Gary Francis, thank you so much for buying all my courses. Cheers, very much appreciate that. That's what lets me do more of these things, right? That, you know, you buy the courses, I can do more of these streams, and hopefully more free videos I'll try to get going soon. Move order in the Killer Dutch. Well, I played the French defense as well. So when I got the black pieces, my move order that I play after d4, I just play e6 because I don't mind going into a French. I do play f5 occasionally, but this just allows like the Staunton gambit, bishop g5 and knight c3. So e6 is like my lazy way of trying to play f5 next, unless they play e4, but just avoiding a bit of theory basically. Are the courses good at 1,000 elo-ish? I mean, I think some of them are. I mean, the opening ones, I don't think you need to dive in, buy an expensive opening one if you're 1,000 rated. Maybe what I'd recommend is buy the Killer Endgames DVD by Nick Pert, 1 and 2 from the GingerGM website. That's quite a good choice. I'm playing a fellow streamer now, and I really like the streamer I'm playing because we have raided each other a couple of times. She seems very pleasant and nice and cheerful. So hello to my fellow streamer. Let's have a good game. And I've got another Dutch. Look, we're getting Dutches all the time today. I do love a good Dutch. And this is one line that a lot of players have been trying out against me, including David Howell actually. But in the classical Dutch, you always play, again, as you guys know, for this idea of e5, which I'm going to try and play here. I did once play e5 in that position, but I got hit. If you're a good chess player, you might do this by oh no, don't. Okay, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should avoid moving the pieces. But even when the queens come off, and okay, it's a little bit sad. Okay, the queens aren't coming off. That's good to know. Now, generally, I want my queen coming over here, but queen c7 is fine. But I think now I'm going to use those pawns again, and I actually think these this kind of position is a little bit better for black, honestly, because I kill the bishop. My pawns are more mobile. I have chances on the king side later, and it seems like my development is very easy. I'm going to even start playing for the attack now. And we saw this like, oh no, I've dropped a pawn. I'm not thinking. I've just dropped a pawn. It's not a sacrifice, it's literally a blunder. Oh, Simon, I should have just gone h6 first. Oh well, one of those days. Okay, but can I make it a sacrifice with f4? Okay, we're gonna claim it's a sacrifice. Opesi, if I pronounce that wrong, I apologise. Thank you for the cheer. This is going to be a brilliant sacrificial attack. Takes, check, takes, king h. This is going to be like I literally just dropped a pawn there. Now my original idea was to take and take here, but that was literally, I just fallen asleep there, Simon. Simon. Okay. Now, can we recover in this position? That was such a lovely structure again. Okay, I think we have to play this one and just sack everything and pray. We just have to sack everything and pray. Sack and pray. It's going to be a brilliancy. Come on. Here we go. Just have it. Have it. And now for the coup de grace. Well, I'm going to need to use the G file. So I'm going to try and get this one in and this one across and this one in. Let's give it a go. Okay. I am doubting my compensation a little bit, boys and girls. I like my opponent. I think she's really nice. I'm I'm trying to convince myself now that I'm not upset. I'm getting crushed in like a beginner here. I just can't believe I did that blunder. That was so bad of me. In such a pleasant position. Okay, anyway, shut up, Simon. You can still do something here. Now, it's only the exchange, but you need to get your pieces in somehow. How on earth are you gonna do that here? I do not know. I do not know. We need to get the bishop here. Bishop here, rook g1's defending everything. So I don't know how I'm going to get my pieces in to this position, to be honest. Okay, we're going to go here. Why not? And at least I'm threatening some things like this. Okay, now we will pin and lose, I feel. Terrible game by me again here. Oh well, just that little blunder there. And well played. We put it on the board. And well played to my opponent, but oh, that was annoying. I literally, like g5, we go back there, knight here, and I think I realised the knight's attacking it, but it was a mind blank that two are attacking it. If I go h6 here, it's a lovely position for me, because that knight, it's probably like a winning position. Let's see how much the computer rates this position here. We'll have a little look. But yeah, I was just a bit annoyed myself after blundering that pawn. So wow. We're not getting our score. I'm probably going to end it there now. I think I don't really feel like playing the last round. I'm going to cry. But my opponent played well, except for that little bit there. The computer doesn't think it's that bad for her from the opening, funnily enough. But again, I don't trust the computer. But well played, my opponent who did. And I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll raid her now. That could be quite funny. Let's raid her now for her. Give her some for her great victory. So yeah, this was terrible. I mean, if I play h6, the computer thinks it's better for white. The computer is just wrong here. The computer is just wrong here. Absolutely. Haha, she's so excited about that win. Okay, I'll tell you what we'll do. I think we're finished. I'm going to withdraw now, guys, because I've kind of had enough. A little bit disappointing. But we'll make our opponent's day by giving her a little raid. Disappointing. At least I made a lot of people happy today, right? You know, at least you can make other people happy by playing like an absolute muppet. Cheers, everyone. Go and say hello to my opponent and tell her well played, because she did play well. I played like a git. But anyway, we had some fun games, bit up and down again. Maybe one of these weeks it will be a good week, maybe next week. Cheers, see you later. I might have to have another beer now. I'm sure playing these Title Tuesday just makes me angrier and angrier every week. Cheers. Bye for now.